Well, that's appropriate. I'm just starting to film, garbage truck pulls up, and we're taking a look at another pile of scraps today. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Collector's Outpost. I am John. So today we're taking a look at another pile of scraps that came through here. Recently we took a look at my Vaders Sabers exclusive that I worked on with them, which kind of compiled Anakin's Episode 3, a smaller, shrunk-down version of Kenobi's Episode 3, Star Killer, Master Soul, and a Kenobi pommel as well. You know, basically a lot of the favorite parts of a whole bunch of different lightsabers that we really liked. And today we're taking a look at one that has, similar parts, but it's a scrapflex as well, and we'll dig into that a little bit. Now, it's cool, the scrapflex is not a new idea. It's, I've seen so many variations of scrapflex, including this Back to the Future one that was made for me some time back from my buddy Nick over at the Saber Temple. This is probably one of my favorite things in the world. He put all his vintage parts and everything, like Graflex here, and we even had like a DeLorean replica key and, the time circuits and everything, just totally based on just the idea that I love Back to the Future. And it's just super cool. I have this on a light display in my movie room, and I love this thing. So before we dig on into this scrappy little lightsaber, I want to thank Vaders Sabers for sending this over for everybody to check out. I'll put a direct link to this lightsaber down below, along with a discount code that you can use at Vaders Sabers for everything that they have, including my very own lightsabers like the Duality, our very own exclusive Scrapflex, and my limited edition Shadowfall. This one we only made 100 of, and it's a very different, unique lightsaber, kind of based on the idea of a blaster. Now, I also just did a recent video that if you wanted to buy this and take on a project for yourself, I did a full repaint video and made it more in-world feeling, which is a really cool video, and it was a very easy project for the most part. And I just kind of gave it more of that, Qui-Gon Jinn, Count Dooku kind of feel with the silver and the blacks and everything. So I really love this. And you might even want to take this on as a project if you've already bought a Shadowfall in the past. I'll put links to all of this stuff down below if you want to check out all these videos. But thank you so much for stopping by for another lightsaber review. And a special thank you to all of my YouTube channel members. You guys are amazing for your extra support. Thank you all so much. All right, let's dig on into this new pile of scraps here. So we do have the lightsaber over here. I totally forget what they named this thing because I did not check before I started filming this video, but I'll put everything down below for you. All right, and then we also get a charging cable, USB-C charging cable, along with manuals for the app and the lightsaber itself. So you can get these lightsabers with or without a blade, and in this video we're going to use their hex blade. This has 684 LEDs in it. This actually has 6 rows of LEDs, unlike the standard 2 strips of LEDs. So those 2 strips you'll get like a dark shadow on the side, and a lot of people think the blade is broken. It's not. It's just because it's 2 strips of LEDs kind of like glued together. However, do note that these are limited to 32 inches, I believe. These will suck up a bit more of your battery juice because of how many more pixels are in this. So let's take a little bit of a closer look here and see what's going on. A Scrapflex is basically a lightsaber made of leftover junk of other lightsaber parts. And well, it makes a whole new lightsaber here. So taking a look on into this, we do have the Graflex top here. All right, we see the bunny ears there. We got the Graflex here. I do love one thing here, which is this little thumb screw. This is actually the retention screw. So you just pop in the blade and you tighten this down and you're good to go. On the side, you can see these Vader kind of wires on the side there. This is a 2-button. It is an SNV4 Pro. So you do have a 2-button setup here. You got one over here and you got the black button over here. And then moving on down to this section, we do have that very familiar Kenobi section here, but it's all black. There's no brass part or anything that we're used to seeing on the thin neck here, going on into this grenade section. And then moving on down here, you'll see that Graflex kind of band over here. It doesn't have the control box or anything on it, which is great for spinning without having a control box there. And then moving on down, we have another Kenobi section here into a Ronin pommel. I'm not sure where this kind of shroud section comes from. If you guys know, do let me know down below. It's just not triggering any particular lightsabers. This simply might have been TXQ's little touch of their own art design, just to kind of add some color to it, I guess. I'm just not 100% sure how I feel about that. I might have liked it without this kind of thing, or maybe if this was the same color as that brushed aluminum, I might have dug it a little bit more. I'm just not, I don't know, it just feels slightly out of place to me. My version of the scrapflex here, it's just kind of got the aluminum into the brass section over here. You can kind of see, I don't know. You guys let me know. I mean, you know, people will like it, people might not like it. You know, everybody's got their own opinion. I just feel like I like the straight, more aluminum look than this kind of brassy kind of section here. Or maybe if it was even black, I might have liked it a little bit better. And I'm really trying to sound not biased or anything towards mine or anything else, but the one other thing I don't like about this plate here are these kind of points. They're a little sharp, not very sharp, but they're a little sharp. But I tend to, and I know a lot of people do, to put your hand, you know, kind of choked up on the lightsaber a little bit while you're spinning, right? And unlike my version that is a lot more flat here, theirs kind of has these pokey parts, you know, these little spikes, these little horns that kind of come out there. And that does tend to be where I put my hand. And I honestly, I just don't like how that feels puncturing into my finger there. Or if I want to turn it around to my thumb area or whatever, it just seems to be in the way of everything I do as far as spinning, you know. So if I was designing this, I would have preferred them to not have this section cut out. I would have liked it to have just been a solid piece here, or had this cut off right over here so that it was flush with this, so that there was no problems with the finger. I mean, this is the only thing I just don't like about this. Now, like I was saying, this is a SN V4 Pro. But you'll also notice that the SNV4 Pro chassis on here is not the exact same one that we've been seeing a lot. And it's because of the design of this whole section here. So we unfortunately get a much smaller battery. This is an 18500, 2400 milliamps. But we also lost that big, nice gold plate on the back here. We have a kill switch, USB-C charging port right there. So all that's good. And we do still get the LEDs in there. It's just a slightly different chassis, simply due to the size that they had to fit everything in here because of the thin neck there. So up top there, we have the access to our SD card, and on the top, we have the pins. It's kind of like that 3/4 circle here. So that does have to go in a specific way. It sounds fantastic though. And again, super easy to install the blade. Pop that right in and just tighten down the thumb screw. All right, let's get this configured really fast. We're gonna use the Force Park V2. So in the Saber control, we have, let's go on in there, we have all your different auditions and color change. So we can change our sound fonts, our color, blade effects, boot effect.
Standard ignition.
All right, this will be standard. Perfect. All right, so color. I'm just gonna make sure that my flicker blade is turned on. So let's go into blade effects. Local effects, there's actually a decent flicker blade in here. Let me just make sure it's turned on. I might have turned it on already. Stable with flicker. So I already have my flicker blade turned on. You can actually even go in and download other effects in public blade effects. All right, and that'll bring up a whole menu of different blade styles. You can actually click on those and see a preview of which each one of these blade styles do here. So we got a little bit of a wave on that. You could even click down here and get all of the different auditions of what everything looks like. All right, now this is a 32-inch blade, so I wanna make sure that I'm configured for 32 inches. So let's turn this on, and then we're gonna go into data. All right, and then we're gonna go turn our blade length down, and we can watch the tip there and see when it's properly sized. So let's turn that down. All right, 32 inches. Let's go up. And then right on top of that, you have open speed and off speed. So you can actually change the in and out of the blade. So this is a 5, in and out. All right, so let's slow that down. Let's go to 1. Just so you can see that you can adjust it pretty slow. Now again, like I was saying, this is a 2-button. We have the auxiliary and the power. We flip through our fonts. twist on and twist off. You can change your blade style with the auxiliary.
Fire blade, flash blade, crack blade, custom blade 1.
And then you can change your ignition styles with the power button by holding it down.
Broken ignition, machine ignition.
The slowest start you'll ever get on any blade effect. That sound is actually, for any of you Stargate fans out there, that's actually the Stargate.
Dark Sith red.
I gotta tell you, man, the SNV4 Pros, they sound really good.
Cal Kestis.
And it can even change the colors on the fly a little bit as well. You want to hold your auxiliary, point it down, and give a twist. Each color you just got to twist for. All right, I think that is about it for this scrappy little lightsaber. Thank you so much to Vaders Sabers for sending this on over for everybody to check out. I'll put a direct link down below along with a discount code and links to my exclusive lightsabers over at Vaders Sabers as well. Drop on down below in the comments and let me know what you think of this lightsaber. And while you're down there, help me out with a like, subscribe, and click on that notification button so you're notified every time I upload a video. I've been going to a lot of Toy Cons lately. I've got a lot of lightsabers to come up. I even have a New York Comic Con coming up. That should be a really fun video and you're not going to want to miss that stuff. And I want to send a special thank you, as always, to my YouTube channel members. Thank you all so much for your extra support. It means so much to me. All right, I'll see you all in the next video. Be safe and kind out there in the world. This world is a crazy place these days. Be safe out there. See you.